A relentless victory for sure. Bregman wasn't having it. Ohtani tried to crush the Astros. Kevin Biggio tried to help him out. But you know what? The Astros had answers. This is the first series win against the Dodgers in the regular season in a while. Let's talk about it on the Saturday night edition of Locked On Astros.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
This is Walker Yannick. You're listening to Locked On Astros podcast.
We are Locked On Houston Astros. We hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at EricDocStros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can they find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on X and on Facebook. They can find me at Back to the Bullpen on YouTube, X, and Instagram, where I'm always positive. Always Stros. There was a report of a fan in Friday night's game, a Dodgers fan, pulling out all the trash cans of a bathroom. And he was like, I found how y'all win. And then when they got blanked last night, the Dodgers fans sure were quiet. God, I love beating the LA Dodgers.
Guys, thank you for making us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast. And this was literally a last-minute decision for us to go and do this podcast. We were both like, should we do one? Should we do one? Then Bregman hit that walk-off home run. And we're like, we got to do this for the Locked On Astros listeners, for everybody that tunes into us, for all the wins, all the losses. We had to do this one for you. I know the trade deadline's coming up, and unfortunately, I'm having surgery on the day of the trade deadline. I could have planned that a little bit better, but this is going to be exciting. 2 to 3 days? Definitely Astros, they know they have something that they need to take care of, but at the same time, it's games like this that probably gives Dana Brown like, okay, yeah, you see, if we could beat teams like the Dodgers 2 games in a row and just not just beat them, but just walk off on them. And I think you said that this is the first time the Astros, the Dodgers, or second time this year that they've lost when trailing by or winning by 5-0 or something.
Yeah, this is their second 5-run lead that they've blown this year. And look, Eric, when you go through, and I mean, you've got to recount these key events, Eric, because Kevin Biggio starts the scoring out, gets the Dodgers on the board 1-0. Then
I thought it was Ohtani.
No.
Okay.
Kevin Biggio doubled. Okay. And then Enrique or Kiki Hernandez scored. And then Shohei Ohtani gets up and hits a 443-foot blast almost into the Ultra Club, over the stairwell, into probably the men's bathroom back there behind those stairs.
Where all the trash cans are?
yeah, where all the trash cans are. And then in the 5th, you had Gavin Lux come out. It's 3-0 LA. Then it's 5. Basically, the Astros make it 5-3, right? Jake Myers single. Caratini comes up and gets a single, 5-4. Top of the 8th, Kevin Biggio is like, I'm not having it. I know this is my hometown, but I'm still going to beat y'all. It's 6-4. And then Jainer Diaz gets a triple. Jeremy Pena gets a single. And the Astros come within 1 run. And what do you know? Big John Singleton doesn't hit a home run, but he ties the game up. Jose Altuve next at bat will go down swinging in 3 pitches. It looks bad. And then in the 9th, we know the man, Bregatron. Are you pregnant? Breggy Bomb. Alejandro Bregman from Albuquerque, New Mexico, puts the team on his back and says, you know what, Dodgers? I remember a Game 5. I remember a World Series win. You know what? Let me make you feel that just one more time.
I guess if I had more time to get ready, I could have had that Bregman shirt that says not that special. Remember that when I think it was Clevenger that said, oh, the Astros offense is not that special. Well, this offense has been a little bit off and on this year, but this offense can be, when it's clicking on all cylinders, we can see great things. We saw what John Singleton can do against the Dodgers yesterday. So this is a playoff matchup, ladies and gentlemen. These are 2 great great teams. The Astros haven't really been playing up to their full potential this year, but we're seeing them start to shine a little bit. The Mariners are, I believe they won today's game, or they're winning last time I checked, but the Mariners are not going to go away. The Rangers are going to keep on nipping at their heels. So the Astros have got to win series. They've got to, doesn't matter who they're playing against, whether it's the A's or the Dodgers, the Pirates, whoever you're playing against, you at this point of the season, you got to get series wins. Sweeps would be great, but you can't always go for the sweeps. But if you get one, great, but go for the series wins. And this was a big win, because I honestly, when Ronel Blanco gave up the 4-0 lead early in the game, I thought this game was over.
Oh no, and I saw it getting out of hand. I want to highlight this Dodgers fan comment. Thank you, Luis, for stopping by. Astros are not as good as people say they are. Trust me. An injured Dodger team almost beat them, but one guy in our overworked bullpen blew it. Hey, look, you know what?
Welcome to the club, pal. Welcome to the club.
We got like 7 injured starters, dude. Our MVP candidate, Kyle Tucker, isn't even playing. Rest it, bro. We have a backup catcher that just came back. John Singleton helped beat y'all. Look, the Dodgers.
The Brewers cut him last year.
Well, exactly. So here's the thing. Respect to the Dodgers because they played a great game.
Right.
Alex Bregman acknowledged it after the game. He said they've got a good team on the other side. You know, it's sad when Dodgers fans are making excuses for their team, but their own team isn't making excuses for their teams. Yeah, I know Yamamoto. I know Betts. I know Freeman. But you know what? Come game time, nobody cares. Nobody cries. Nobody's cried for us and all our injuries. Nobody gives a flip that we have 7 starters on the bench. So save me the whining. And Dodgers fan, for the love of God, can you shut up about 2017? I have never in the history of the world since 2020 heard a Dodgers fan brag about 2020. I've never started a conversation with the Dodgers saying, did you see that 2020 title? You know why? Because it was 60 freaking games. It was a Mickey Mouse title, and we beat y'all fair and square. So cry about it. In 2017, Cody Bellinger sucked. In 2017, you guys choked your win at home. Game 7. It was in your place. There were no trash cans. There were no signals. So get off your high horse, LA. Go spend billions of dollars and still lose. The L in Los Angeles stands for lost, and the A stands for again. Okay? The Astros, don't meet us in the World Series because you won't beat us. I'm done.
Okay, so I can come back on screen?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Sorry. Woo! The Dodgers got me fired up, man. I'm so sick of them talking about 2017. You don't even talk about your own team's title. Come on. God,
I'm sure they do. They just don't do it to Astros fans. They talk about it to their bros.
No, they don't. Nobody talks about 2020, man. That season was trash, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Woo. Well, hey.
All right. Well, I do have to give the Dodgers fans credit. Just like the Braves, just like Cubs fans, just like Yankees fans, they travel. And I was watching a game from here, and you can hear "Let's go Dodgers" or whatever they're doing.
Out, and they sure were quiet. They
Right.
tried to boo Altuve in game 1, and they shut their traps when they were shut out. So that's fine. You travel well. You support your team. I'm not saying don't support your team. I would absolutely love to play the Dodgers. You know what? Let's play them fully healthy in the World Series. I don't care. I like this team. I like where we're at, where we're going. Look, man, I'm just my whole point is this, and to bring it back to a more level-headed, serious approach. The Houston Astros had no business winning this game the way they started out. The Astros came from behind. Everybody contributed. It wasn't one person. And when your starting pitcher doesn't do his job, who else has to come in? The team, the offense, and the bullpen.
Right.
And they did it. They did the job.
Yeah, we'll go and continue this conversation in a second. Guys, the Astros came back for this was a second straight win against the Dodgers. The Astros, this was a must win, and we'll talk about tomorrow's game. We'll talk more about today's game. What does this mean for Alex Bregman in the future?
This episode is brought to you by SupplyHouse. SupplyHouse is the number one place to go for all your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical product needs. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources. The latest product info, you can get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts for over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Master program. Every Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. And make sure you go to Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix is the place to go. When you want that instant boost of confidence for the outfit you get that makes you look good, you got to go to Stitch Fix. The stylists, they get you. They understand you, the size, the style, the budget you want. If you don't want to do the shopping, you don't want to spend the time in the store, call them. They're stylists. It's like they have style ESP. They know exactly what I want. They know exactly what you want. And so make sure that you check it out. It's easy to use. Again, you don't have to go to the store. And if you don't love something, you can send it back because shipping, returns, and exchanges are always free. So style that makes you feel as good as you look. Get started at stitchfix.com/MLB and get $20 off your first fix. That's stitchfix.com/MLB for $20 off. Stitchfix.com/MLB. You must redeem within 7 days of sign up. Offer does not include kid fixes.
Guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and hit that little red button down there that says subscribe. Make us first listen, Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, and go ahead and do like Clayton Kershaw does. He checks out every Locked On Astros podcast. He's a big fan. He's a big fan of coming Minute Maid Park. He enjoys seeing that World Series, 2017 World Series ring. And he even had this great quote that basically said that it really hurts every time we drive up and I have to see that championship ring out there. And it just brings back the memories of everything. So it's really hard to come back here. Well, I'm glad the Astros did their best to make it even harder for the Dodgers, because this was an epic game. This was one of those games, like I said, I thought the game was over when Ronel Blanco exited, and I think it was only 4 2/3 innings. This was his second shortest start of the season. And then you had the bullpen. Even Taylor Scott gave up a home run, but everything looked like this was going to be a loss for the Astros, but they overcame it. And Alex Bregman, I know that we're all kind of semi-resigned to him not coming back next year. Well, we probably can get somebody else. We can get somebody else a little bit cheaper, but you have Alex Bregman for moments like this. He's a big-time clutch hitter. I mean, when he's on, he's on. And this was one of those moments that if he's gone, I'm going to miss this. And if he goes to the freaking Yankees, he's going to be doing his crap against us.
Yeah, look, I think it's important that the Houston Astros get who they need help, Eric. But Alex Bregman, I don't see Alex Bregman going to New York.
No,
I just don't. That's the one team. I know there was actually some talk about some people saying, well, maybe he goes to LA because he likes it out west. I really doubt that.
If he goes to LA after all this booing all these years, he's gonna be like, you've been booing me for the past 4 years, and now you want me?
Love apparently is conditional in LA because you can cheat and be hated. But if you cheat and you defeat the Dodgers again in the 2018 World Series, it's totally plausible, and you can totally be okay and be forgiven if your name is Mookie Betts.
Right.
We know Mookie Betts has talked about that. I mean, let's not rehash old history, but at the same time, don't act outraged about you getting beat one year when you got beat a second year by a team that did the same things. And I don't care if it was by a monitor or a trash can. The fact that you got beat by a team that used a trash can that wasn't even using the playoffs, and that's your excuse.
But AJ Hinch tried to break the monitor. Come on.
Yeah, no, come on, man. And then the Red Sox threw the guy under the bus that was a part of it. And I think that guy now works for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The sport, yeah, so and
We
don't
knew this would be an intense series. We knew that you said it. The fans were going to come in and it
yeah.
was aggressive. And
And look,
you had fun with it on Friday night.
Props. The Dodgers fans, all the Dodgers fans I interacted with, phenomenal. They came in, they cheered their team. They weren't like over the top. Yeah, they were like, on fire for their team, but you should be. I gave young Dodgers fans high fives. I had Mookie Betts jersey. I would tease them. Hey, you look like an Astros fan. It's like, no, it's like, I bet you Mookie's your favorite player. Yeah. I say, hey man, sorry he's not playing. Like it's all friendly at Minute Maid Park. Right. Now, I mean, not all friendly. Some people are under the influence and fist cuss, but I didn't see any fights. I didn't hear people cussing at each other. You can be a fan of your team. Look, Dodgers fan, I'm glad you're here. That means you're entertained by coming here. I appreciate that. But the trade deadline, Eric, is so close. And we keep hearing about Jack Flaherty. Mm-hmm. We keep hearing about Kikuchi. I'm thinking the Astros might go rental here because can we not forget about Joey Loperfido's defense this weekend?
Right.
The 2 catches on Friday, the catch tonight. I mean, Loperfido, please. I have heard one person tell me, well, what if they trade Loperfido? I'm like, stop saying that. Don't say that. Get thee behind me, Satan. I love Joey Cooks, man. What do you got? Eric's okay. So who are we going to get? Who do you guys want? I mean, who is out there? Alex said 5-year, $120 million extension for Bregman. He might not be getting a $300 million deal, but Bregman being a third baseman in Astros uniform, I would love that.
My iRobot just started. I call him Jeff. I'm like, Jeff, what are you doing? I didn't press a button.
You call him Jeff?
And it's not spelled like Jeff. It's spelled like Jeff Blum.
Okay. Like Geoff?
Yeah, Geoff, yeah. But yeah, definitely. I think that the Astros probably were looking around for somebody that's a little bit more controllable. But like I've been saying, if you're going to get somebody with the extra years, that's great. But you're going to have to give up a lot more. The Astros have prospects. Let's make it clear. They do have prospects. But if you give away the top tier of the Astros prospects, the farm system will be very depleted. So let's say the Astros have like 4 or 5 top guys. If you give away 3 or 4 of those guys for one player, it's going to really hurt the Astros future. So what I think that Dana Brown is looking at doing now is, okay, he made the initial round of looking for somebody with control. So I'm guessing Isaac Paredes is somebody that we can maybe stop dreaming about, but I think that he's going to cost a little bit too much. But I think that Flaherty and Kikuchi are perfect fits. I know that Brandon brought him up, and I didn't even think about him. There's some other names out there, but
yeah, Eric, when he said that name, I didn't think about him. He is a veteran. He is a
strikeout guy. Yeah,
he's a strikeout guy. He's cool, calm, and collect. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him get out of who he is emotionally. And the Astros need that. And because we didn't talk about it last night, I was at that game Friday, and Fromber, Eric, there were a couple times in that game Friday where Fromber could have really let things unravel. And he stuck with it. When he walked off the mound, you could tell he was so proud of his work, and he was appreciated by the fan base. That was a well-deserved win by Fromber last night.
Hey, did you see Trinan's reaction after the home run? He's like, he knew it. He kind of slammed his glove and
of course. No, I mean, look, man, anybody gives up a tank like that. I mean, that was a no doubter. And look, for the case in point of Mr. Luis earlier, maybe he is overworked, but the bottom line is we know about that work. I mean, why do you think Ronel Blanco gave up 4 runs? It wasn't necessarily, I think part of it's because Shohei Ohtani is Shohei Ohtani. And he hasn't really faced him much, but Shohei Ohtani's only 4 for 48 against Framber Valdez. Valdez absolutely owns Ohtani. And outside of that first pitch double yesterday, he was very ineffective. So The Astros, look, the Mariners won. The Astros are still up by 1 game. The Rangers lost again, so that's good. So they're distancing themselves behind us, but we've got to keep pace. And look, I would be okay with just a series win, but I need a sweep. I need a sweep tomorrow because I'm assuming the Mariners are going to play the White Sox tomorrow, and they're probably going to win. So we need to sweep the Dodgers. Sorry, Dodgers, y'all can go back to the West Coast and beat up on your division. But for all baseball intents and purposes, Eric, we know that a fully healthy Dodgers team, both of these games might have a little bit different tone. We know with Freddie Freeman out, Freddie Freeman's actually out tending to his son in the hospital, I believe, which is a serious matter. So he's out all the series. And if Mookie Betts was in there, we understand, man. Look, we know who you guys got in LA. We're not being disrespectful towards that, but for y'all to come into our house and discount everything and all of that, go to the cheating thing because we beat y'all, it sounds like y'all are just petulant children. It's like, build a bridge and get over it, man.
Well, just imagine if we had Greg Kessinger up here. Just imagine how many more runs we could have scored. But I think that Kyle Tucker, once he gets back, whenever he gets back, but this win was great because you're trailing at 1 point, 5-0, and that, I mean, yeah, something like that, and then you came back to tie it, and then you had you're trailing again, and then tied it again, and then you had the walk off. The fact that you had to come back several times, this is a type of game that can really, if the Astros season hadn't already got started in a positive direction, I would say this would be a turning point. I think it was when they got they got beat by the White Sox. That's when they started playing better baseball. But this type of win, I think, will motivate them to play better all around baseball. You see Chas McCormick going out there and diving and making those catches. You see Lo Profito throwing himself into the wall, and they're making great plays. Ronel Blanco, I've been warning you about this for about a month or so. He's surpassed his innings limit. So the Astros are looking to go to a 6-man rotation. They don't have enough arms right now, so they cannot do that until they go out and make a trade acquisition. And so that's why they need to do that. They're going to be patient. They're not going to rush into anything, but at the last minute, you know that they're going to do something because they know this team needs another starting pitcher. And if it's somebody that's here next year, great. I don't think it's going to be somebody like Crochet. I don't think it's going to be a big name, but it's going to be somebody that you maybe can slot into as a 4th starter in a playoff rotation.
You know, here's the thing. And Eric, I mentioned this before the game, and my friend Corbin said something to it earlier. Look, I said this before the series started. Ohtani as a Dodger is more intimidating to me as a DH than he was as a pitcher and a hitter in Los Angeles with the Angels of Anaheim, whatever you want to call them. Okay, with the Anaheim Angels, all right? Because the Anaheim Angels didn't have anybody, and even with the guys down that they have down in LA, the LA Dodgers are a far better team. And Ohtani in that lineup, when it's healthy, you can't pitch around him. And so, look, make no bones about it. People on here are saying that the AL or the NL West is the weakest division or whatever. We're in the weakest division. This is what matters, getting to the playoffs. What matters, you know what's not going to matter if we sweep the Dodgers in October? That's not going to matter. What's going to matter is, can we carry this momentum, or not momentum, but can we carry this kind of swagger into the playoffs? And do we get another piece or two to help fortify and do the unthinkable? Because at the beginning of the season, Eric, I don't think anybody in their right mind, unless they are complete homers, which I constantly accuse of being, were like, oh yeah, the Astros will definitely win the World Series this year. Because my son asked me today, he goes, I got this new magnetic board that shows the different positions, and you can move the teams for my classroom, for my students and stuff to follow along.
Okay.
And my son goes, wait, because he hadn't been following. He goes, wait, the Astros are in first? I said, yeah. He goes, we're going to make the playoffs? And I said, you haven't been paying attention. He goes, no, I haven't. And he goes, really? I said, son, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs. He goes, are we going to win the World Series? I was like, well, I don't know if we're going to win the World Series. A lot has to go right, but if they win the World Series this year, oh my gosh, it will be one of the most hard-fought titles of all time.
Victor, the Dodgers fans in here saying that we're acting like we won the World Series. Are we Padres fans? So let me address this real quick. Victor, if you saw how the Astros played against the A's in this last series and the last the first two games, it was pathetic. It was lethargic. It was like a team that didn't want to win, didn't want to play baseball. This is a whole different team. This has nothing to do with, we just won a World Series. This is the fact that we know the Dodgers are a great team. We know that they are probably the favorite to go to World Series outside of the Phillies. And the Phillies are making a lot of good trades out there, guys. So what we're talking about is the fact that after, as bad as they looked against the A's, one of the worst teams in baseball, they're playing Astros baseball. That's what we're excited about. It's not, and of course, the history with the Dodgers that factors in here. But if you want to keep on trolling, that's fine. But that's that I wanted to address that real quick.
Yeah, excellent job. He's like, I'm being mentioned. Yes, of course. Look, Victor, we want you to feel like you're a part of something worth being a part of. I mean, I get it. You're a Dodgers fan. You got the 2020 ring. That was fun, but when you guys win a title, I mean, yes, y'all got what, 7 rings, in your club's history. You got a great history baseball wise. Koufax, Lasorda, the whole crew, Don Drysdale.
You could find him at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, on X.
I can care less. This guy's going to find his pillow tonight. Look, Victor, thank you seriously for coming in and hanging out with us. You know what? Yeah. You're here. It helps us out. Spread the word, bud. We're here all season and we don't go away. The Astros are inevitable.
All right. So I think the Astros, they have a pretty big game tomorrow. I like the early start, first of all. This fact that this game is done right now, but the Astros have another game tomorrow. Who's on the mound again for the Astros?
Oh, it's Spencer Arrighetti.
All right. So Spencer Arrighetti, okay. The Dodgers have a good lineup. I don't care who's not in the lineup. Shohei Ohtani is a good player. Okay, Spencer Arrighetti has got to bring his A game. And I know that this is probably a series that he's probably had circled on his calendar. And I hope I get to pitch in this matchup because he's a Houston guy and he knows of the history between the Dodgers. So I think this is going to be a big matchup for Spencer Arrighetti. He's got to go out there, control his motions and control the strike zone and just throw good. If you're going to throw balls, throw efficient balls, just to kind of misguide the hitters, but just go out there and pitch your game. Don't let them decide your pitching. But we've got to have at least one more good start from Spencer Arrighetti. Jake Bloss, we don't know what we're going to get from him. I really think the future is bright from him, but right now it's just, I don't know if he's going to go 4 innings or 5 or what.
Look, pitch around Ohtani. Trust your stuff in the zone. You've got swing and miss stuff. Make sure your pitch shapes are on point. And offense just needs to come in and show up in a major way and, do their job. Do their job as the Houston Astros know how to back up their pitchers. They can, again, like we talked about, like we've been mentioning, this is a guy that they've called up on the side with the LA Dodgers. So he doesn't have a record. This is his major league debut, I believe. And so we need to take advantage of a new pitcher. They would do the same thing to us. And you put up some runs early. You give Arrighetti some cushion. You give him a little breathing room. And I think this series can easily be swept. The Astros won't take it lightly. Alex Bregman's not going to take it lightly. But Jose Altuve, for the love of the Lord and everything holy, can you please stop swinging at every freaking pitch?
That's what makes him successful. But his aggressiveness allows him to hit those leadoff home runs.
Oh, I know, but not when you've got the game on the line and a guy on third and you swing the third strike and the ball's not even the same galaxy as you. He was swinging before that ball was even released. I just come on, Tuve. Anyways.
Okay, River Ryan has actually pitched this year.
Oh, has he? Oh, has he? So
Yes, he pitched 5 1/3 innings this year. He was actually called up when the Dodgers released James Paxton. So this was the reason why they DFA James Paxton. James Paxton ended up with the Red Sox. I think they agreed upon a trade. So I think so. We don't know. I think the Dodgers are pretty high on him, but they definitely want to make a trade acquisition so they don't have to rely on a rookie like this. But the Astros need to just kind of tread water right now with what they have in the pitching staff. Ronel Blanco needs some help. Spencer Arrighetti at some point is going to hit a inning limit. Bloss is probably going to hit an inning limit at some point. And so the Astros desperately need reinforcements. Justin Verlander, 50 pitches. I think Luis Garcia had some forward progress too. So Justin Verlander is going to pitch another bullpen next week. And then I think they're going to try to think about sending him out for a rehab assignment pretty soon after that. So we'll see what happens, or maybe throw a simulated game or something. But it's positive strides, but we need help now. We can't wait for Justin Verlander. We need help at the trade deadline. And it's up to Dana Brown to get that job done.
That's right. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see y'all tomorrow night, Sunday. Hopefully talking another Astros victory. But y'all have a good one, and this has been a great show. For Eric, myself, and everybody Locked On Astros, remember, we are your team every single day. Go Astros.
And thank you to the 300 of y'all that have been tuning into us. Thank you, and go Astros.